Anyway, the one thing that bugs me about the anti-smoking Gestapo, the cigarette Nazis out there, um, is that they've been terribly successful, with their efforts to get people to quit smoking. I mean, like I said, about 30 years ago, I mean, I think, if I recall correctly, over half the people in America smoked. And this is just a passing muse, like I said, I'm not doing a lot of research on this, but this is just off the top of my head, just something I've observed that I think is unusual. But at any rate, for the last 30 years, like I said, it seems to me that nearly 50%, if not over 50% of America used to smoke, if I recall correctly. And the last time I looked, about 42 million Americans smoke, but I don't know if that includes e-cigarettes or anything, but I mean, I just looked like within the last year. Still a lot of people that smoke, but I mean, that's like 14% of the nation, roughly. So, I mean, that's a hell of a success story. Why aren't they, I mean, I've just never heard anything about this, but, they've had one hell of an impact on the number of people smoking, these smoking Nazis, over the last 20 or 30 years. Why aren't they touting the success of that? I mean, there should be a corresponding decrease in all these smoking-related illnesses. I mean, you'd think just they would be, honestly going out there and bragging about that like crazy, as a reason to further their measures, and further the efforts, They should have, like, stamped out heart disease, right? No, because that's pretty much the only cause of it, as they would like you to believe, and lung cancer and stuff. Yeah, smoking's the only cause of that, too. And, the fact of the matter is, I'm just kind of confused. Are they embarrassed of their numbers? Do the numbers not support the reduction in smoking that has occurred? That's what I want to know. And this is even more important, and this is what bugs me even more. Okay, they actually, you got to remember, it was very, very unpopular to be against smoking, politically, several decades ago, because so many people did it. It was like political suicide. But what they did is they started scaring people with this whole secondhand smoke nonsense. Secondhand smoke's killing lots of people. Well, not only did I point out, like in one of my other videos, that cigar smokers should be dropping like flies then, because that's pretty much all they believe, inhale, right? Secondhand smoke, because they claim to never inhale the main stuff. So, if they do have it in their mouth and around their nose and everything, they got to be dying of lung cancer left and right. But the fact of the matter is, I've just pointed out just how successful they've been getting people to quit smoking. But boy, when it comes to how many secondhand smokers they've gotten to quit being exposed to smoke, holy shit, that's about 100%. Because, since then, since over the last 20 years, it's become outlawed almost every public place and restaurant and place that you used to be able to smoke. You can't smoke anymore because they've been 100% successful at scaring the shit out of people about secondhand smoke. Okay, why aren't they touting the success in that? Because they were saying lots of people are dying. They could prove it statistically. Well, okay, they should be proving, that effort has been successful too. It's part of their overall measure to make America healthier and all that stuff, to prove, because they would gain political power by doing that. Just like a recent, this smoking tax in Oklahoma was, thank God, defeated. This tyrannical bullshit they were trying to pull off here. But the fact of the matter is why aren't they promoting it so they don't have defeats like that? They should be promoting just how successful they really have been. But why aren't they? Because it just seems like that is a logical thing for them to do, because, I'm sure there's been some, because I know some diseases come from smoking. I mean, seriously, it is bad for you, folks. But, maybe it's not as bad for you as they're leading you to believe, and I'm just kind of wondering about that. Why aren't they publishing their numbers? Especially on this secondhand smoke nonsense, because that should be the biggest victory they have. Because again, they've pretty much stopped that almost 100%. Outside of sticking their nose in people's households and stuff. Oh, now they're trying to scare you, about giving your pet secondhand smoke. Well, jeez, I mean, give me a break, really. But at any rate, that's fine for them to do that. I don't care about their PSAs, but still, that's part of what that's part of their political capital. You know, that's why they run these PSAs, to try to frickin', and it doesn't matter if what they're saying is true or not. You know, they don't have any truth in the advertising available there. They don't. You know, they can put just about any bullshit out there they want. But my point is, why aren't they, why aren't they touting their numbers? I just, I just don't understand that. Anyway,